Think your service-based business can't run like a well-oiled machine? Think again. In this video, I'm gonna break down 6 simple systems that are gonna help you streamline your business and your operations to get your time back. From attracting consistent leads to perfecting your sales process and really making your new client onboarding effortless, I got you covered. Now, I remember being on my first vacation where I didn't bring my laptop and we had a sale come through. Now, while I didn't bring my computer, I accidentally forgot to turn notifications off on Slack and saw that one of our sales reps was able to enroll a new client while I was away. And I thought, I've made it. I'm able to grow my business while I'm on vacation because someone is selling on my behalf. That's the power of having systems, specifically a sales system inside of your business. It makes removing yourself as the key bottleneck in these different parts of your business way more possible so that you have the confidence to take time off and hand things off to other people that can run them on your behalf. And now I want you to be able to experience that feeling for the first time. Now, that doesn't come without a decent amount of work, but I want to break down today the key systems that we need to put in place and in the right order so that you can systematically remove yourself from the day-to-day operations and the bottlenecks so that you get to focus your time on the bigger picture initiatives and growing your business. Now, to do that, what we're really going to focus on is starting closest to the cash. What I mean by that is we always want to think about our systems inside of our business and the order in which we build them to build really from the inside out. Meaning when we look at taking a new client on from the point they give us the first payment and the contract is signed, we want to build outward from there. And so on the one side, we have how we onboard clients. Now, inside of delivery, I break delivery down into 2 key pieces: onboarding as its own specific, and then I'll just say delivery and support. This is the setting the expectations of what a client can expect, how to make sure that they're successful. In fact, I did a whole video on new client onboarding process, so I'm not going to dive deep into that one today. I'll link it up in the description. But the system in which you onboard new clients needs to be repeatable. You shouldn't be kind of creating an ad hoc experience for each and every new client that you get. And then at the same time, when it comes to the delivery and support, we want to make sure that clients know how to get help, in what frequency we're going to be talking to them, on what platforms, what cadence, etc. And we can have all of this structured that allows us to show up to a new client onboarding experience and follow a playbook. We'll have a presentation. We're going to walk them through specific conversational topics. Again, how to be successful, where to get help, what does an emergency look like? We walk them through the implementation pathway. Now, the new client onboarding experience, depending upon what your service offering is, can be anywhere up to the first 100 days, as they talk about in the book, Never Lose a Customer Again. And I actually interviewed Joey Coleman, who's the author of that book, as well on the channel, so you can check that out. But the first system is our client delivery system. And again, that's really broken up into 2 pieces, in my opinion: the onboarding experience and then the delivery and support. We want to make sure that every new client has the exact same experience. Now, if we look on the other side of the coin, no pun intended, we have our sales experience. We want to make sure that every single time we are talking to a prospect, we're following the same conversational flow. For our clients, we have what we call the consultative close. It's a formula that you follow to walk your client through understanding what their biggest pain point is, what the opportunity is, and then demonstrating how you can help them via way of your core offer. And we have a whole kind of presentation that our clients can use and a script and flow, if you will, that they use in order to have that conversation. Imagine having your sales process and what you say, what you show a client, and in what order so well documented and choreographed that every single time you hop on a sales call, you can follow that process. And when you follow that process, you're more likely to get the client enrolled in your services. That's why we want to have a sales system. So far, we've talked about 2 different systems. We've talked about our client delivery system, which I'm breaking into 2 pieces: onboarding and the delivery and support, and then our sales system. So now that we've taken care of kind of the closest to the cash, working our way out, the next thing we want to look at is our marketing. Now, our marketing is how are we capturing leads and turning leads into prospects? So fundamentally, how do we capture name, email, phone, and move them into a sales conversation? That's a system, right? We want to make sure that we're capturing name, email, phone through something like a video sales letter or live webinars, or maybe you're doing some sort of lead magnet PDF. And the email series and the thank you pages are all moving and inviting someone to take the next action inside of that conversation, which for most of you service providers is going to be some sort of consultation or sales conversation. So that is the fourth system. Now, the next system that I want to talk through is actually kind of broken up into 3 sections. And again, I always kind of work from delivery then outward. So I'll start to the right. So we'll look at the 5th area, and depending upon the nature of your business, you might not do all of these at once, but we want to focus on retention, resell, or upsell. So depending upon the nature of your service, you might actually want to focus on building out a resell system or an upsell system. So say you have a service where you build out a marketing funnel, and on the back end, you want to continue to advise them on automation. As they're nearing the completion of that one project, you want to have a repeatable process to upsell them into the ongoing retainer or the ongoing productized service that you might already have. The retention systems sometimes are woven into delivery, and we'll talk about that in another video, because most of you guys right now really need to focus on just the onboarding and the delivery and support. These two, if you can get those two in your service-based business right now, humming and operating very seamlessly, repeatable for you, you're going to notice that A, you're going to be able to serve more clients, onboard more clients quickly. You might have been kind of strapped because every time you onboarded a new client, it was a little bit of an ad hoc experience and you were kind of customizing it to each client. But once you have something that's repeatable that every single client can go through, you're going to find it that it's more effortless. As you have that happening, you're going to be able to do it in less time with less energy and less headache. And you're going to be able to make room for more of those in any given month because it's going to become so turnkey. Now, the 6th area to systematize is traffic. So this is the 6th area. And for traffic, we look at traffic through 3 different types of traffic. We have organic, we have paid, and we have partner. Now, we recommend doing them in that order if you were looking to prioritize. There is some nuance to this depending upon what your business is and what your potential partnerships look like. But oftentimes we find that if you can dial in your own organic marketing, meaning posting on LinkedIn or leveraging YouTube and enabling warm outreach to people that engage with your content, you can create a system around how you create content to drive that traffic into the system that we already created over here, which is our lead capture inside of our marketing system. So kind of recapping some of this, if we start closest to the cash, right, where the transaction is made, we want to first develop a sales system. We want to have an onboarding experience that is repeatable and systematic so that every single client is going through the exact same experience where we're setting the expectation, we're showing them how we're going to be delivering the work, what they can expect for timelines, etc. Then you want to have a system for delivery and support. So moving them from one step of your delivery process to the next. And what I mean by support is how do they get help? Where do they go to get help? At what frequency? What platforms are they connecting with you to get support? All of that should be structured and standardized in a repeatable way so that you know that every single day you and your team are looking to see where clients might need help in these designated places because that's the expectation that you set. And again, on the back office side of things, we have our retention, our resell or upsell processes that we want to make sure are dialed in as well. So depending upon if you're upselling people into a higher ticket item or reselling them into ongoing support or just retaining them on a longer term commitment that you might already have sold them into, there's different things that you want to make sure that you're going to be doing to make it repeatable, right? You don't want to have an upsell conversation and have it be, again, unique every single time. So just like you want to make sure that your sales process is repeatable and standardized, same with retention and how you focus on reselling and how you focus on upselling. These are all things that should have a document associated to it and some structure that allows you to show up and know, hey, here's how I'm going to conduct this conversation with an existing client in hopes that they go into our next level service. And again, on the front office side of things, we have the sales process. When you get your sales process systematic to the point where you can have multiple sales calls a week as the founder and you still have a lot of energy and you're not like completely exhausted and you have enough calls coming in, if it's well documented and you have the assets created, it's so much easier to have a playbook on how you have a sales conversation and then hand that off to a new sales rep or a team member to start conducting those conversations on your behalf. That's actually what allowed me to have that sale while I was on vacation with my family at the beach. Now, you're probably not going to get to that right out of the gate. You're going to systematize the sales process. You're going to dial in all the reps and iterations and optimizations yourself before you go hire a salesperson. But I can tell you, training and onboarding a new salesperson when you have the step-by-step playbook to give them is going to be infinitely easier and take less of your time as the founder when it's already battle tested and proven from the work you've done. And again, we have our marketing system, which simply is, what is the way that I'm going to capture leads and invite them into a sales conversation? So you might use live webinars or video sales letters, or you might use free Facebook groups of some sort, or downloadable white papers, whatever the lead capture mechanism is, and the automation that delivers that and follows up with those folks with content and nurturing emails is what I'm talking about in your marketing system. And then we need your traffic system, which again, most people will start with consistently creating organic content, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, etc., depending on the platform that you use. And then you're going to your paid efforts, which typically will start with some form of retargeting into targeting warmer and then cold traffic using things like Facebook ads or YouTube ads or LinkedIn ads. And then lastly, you're probably going to start to explore things like partnerships that could be from other vendors or other agencies that you might have crossover from an audience perspective, but don't have competing services. So these are the 6 areas that if you just focused on systematizing these can actually get you to a very high 6-figure income and a 7-figure business. Here's the thing that I've noticed that a lot of people struggle with. They try to create 3 sales systems, 3 different marketing systems, 3 different onboarding processes, and they make it too complex. When we get one of these things built and out the door, it often takes time to run enough leads, enough prospects, and enough clients through it to have significant data and understanding of how it can be tweaked and optimized. So while it might only take you 3 to 4 months to build out most of these key systems, you could be optimizing and tweaking them for another 3, 6, 12 months before you're actually replacing yourself. Now, if you're looking at these 6 systems and you're saying that would be great to have those, but I don't even know where to start, I actually would love help. Well, if you want our help to walk you through a step-by-step process that we've taken almost 700 clients through, we'll help you build out these systems together. So if you're an agency founder, a freelancer, or consultant, and you're looking to productize your service, and you really want these systems built out with you, the delivery system, the sales system, and the marketing system, then go to the description below this video and you'll find a link to apply. You're gonna answer a short questionnaire and we're gonna hop on a call and we're gonna walk you through how it would work for you and your business and make sure it's a good fit and that you have the assets in place to make this a reality with the way your service is structured right now. So as I said, if you're wondering where to start when it comes to systematizing your client business, start closest to the cash and work your way outward from the closest point of the transaction outward into the market. Again, link below for getting our help. And if you're watching this and you're like, hey, I already have my sales process in place and it's fairly systematic, I actually want to go to the next level, then check out this video where I talk about where you should go once you actually have productized your service and what I believe is the future of the agency model.